Today we are looking at optimizing your creative space using Feng Shui. So if you are a creator, you want a place to be able to express yourself. Today I'm going to cover some of the do's and don'ts of optimizing your creative space. We're going to look at where your creative area is in your home, but also some action steps that you can take very easily to make sure that space is supporting you in being your most creative self. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell and you will get notified when my video is released. I have so much information that I just cannot wait to share with you about Feng Shui and to help really skyrocket your life and your home to next levels that you couldn't even imagine. So the very first thing that we want to look at is prioritizing your creative space. Sometimes and what I've seen from clients is that they have a creative space, but it actually becomes completely overwhelmed with stuff. Because it could be like this little place that you just accumulate cool things to use for your creative expression that never get used. So the very first job is to decide that you're going to make space in your creative space. So making space in that area is all about having that freedom to express yourself. If your creative space is like clogged up and full of clutter, literally it will be a mirror of you and you will not be able to give yourself that clarity and expansion. And it just comes to mind, I had a call with an interior designer years ago and her creative space was like really full. Like she had all of these catalogs and books and it was so disorganized and not at all supportive of her. So and that's what she felt. She felt completely overwhelmed. So the first thing I would say is clear out anything that's not working. You know, if it's paints that are gone or things you haven't used in a long time, let it go and make space and then get your organization hat on. And I know this might seem like really annoying for a creative person, like organize, but even just get some containers to like box things off and get things kind of in a place and give them a home. You're going to start like it'll relax your body and your system for this creative space. And I like to really give you the permission to treat your creative space like it is you would an office. You know, if someone's going to come into this creative space, how would you want them to feel? Do you want them to feel like expansive and be ready to create, or a bit overwhelmed? Like that's important. Like if someone came in, they're going to be like, oh, this is great. It's bright, it's open, it's organized, so I have space to create. If it's full of clutter, it's not going to be that spacious to create. The next thing I would say regarding your creative space is to have steady equipment. And what I mean by the equipment is like if you're working on a table, have it solid and steady. If it's rocky, it's going to basically represent being unsteady, ungrounded, and things not feeling sturdy and safe. And the same goes for your furniture, but like your chair or whatever you sit on or, you know, work from, the bench. Have this kind of steady and solid energy was also recommended. The next thing, which is my fun thing, is like, does the artwork inspire you? You know, does what you have on the walls, does the space actually inspire you? Do you come in and you're like, I'm ready to create? You know, if the place has like artwork that's of winter scenes that is really dark and closed off, that's not going to be the most inspiring art for you. We want your creative space to feel quite yang and quite energetic. And what do we mean by that? It needs to be bright. So even like changing the light bulbs to like brighten it up, maybe taking dark curtains down and just putting blinds so you can open up the windows and have that fresh light into the space would be a great idea. And of course, I like to finish with do a space clearing. Like literally do a space clearing. As you clear out and let go of the old, you set intentions to welcome in the new. Now, the creative area of your home is the west area. So, you know, your creative space does not need to be in the west area. You don't need to sit in the west area. You don't need to create there. But maybe you just write an intention for how you want to express yourself and your creativity and pop it into that area. Just leave it there and do a declutter of the west area of your home. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that this will egg you on to take action with making your creative space the most creative possible for you. In the meantime, if you want to learn about setting up any areas of your house, each room, I'm so delighted to invite you to join me for my free Feng Shui mini course. This course is a really great foundational beginners to get you started with understanding what it is, how it works, and how it can support you in your creative expression, in your in calling in more financial abundance and more joy and ease and flow into your life. So you can check out that free Feng Shui mini course. It's a behind the scenes of my own house here. And if you want to know about some of the fun things that I've seen have unfolded for my clients over the last few years using Feng Shui and why it's so potent and how it's been so powerful in their lives, check out these stories here.
Thank you, Patricia, for changing my life. Michael, my son who's in law school, won $67,000 in the lottery. I got a check in the mail from my attorney, and I was like, oh, what is this? From the closing, they had overcharged me $2,000. Then about a month later, I get a check for a medical refund. That was $1,500. So when you look at all my wins, if we ever added it all up, probably 200,000, I bet, right? Of US dollars. You almost can't, explain it.
My business has had its first $1 million year, which is incredible. We love being here. The house supports us. The kids love being at home. Their Montessori school opened and they were like, I don't want to go. Our house is it's our foundation and it really supports us. And I also will say these types of investments were so pivotal in the growth of my business.
So if you're in this, if you're watching this right now, if you're in Patricia's field, if she's in your field of awareness, to me, it's these are the times where we have to follow the path that's being put in front of us. So if she's on your path right now, please don't ignore this. If there's something you're struggling with in your life and you want to make a change, you've got to change the environment you're in so that it's aligned with what you want, so that there's flow. But if you don't shift your environment to align with it, you'll only ever get so far. And there might be a lot more effort than there needs to actually be.
In the last 7 days, I've signed $36,000 worth of contracts with clients and plus an audiobook deal and all these other things. I was able to write an entire book in 3 weeks.
Your home, wherever that may be, is absolutely fundamental to everything. And everything stems from there. Everything. Absolutely everything.